Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again, and today we have in front of us from Star Wars The Vintage Collection, from Star Wars The Mandalorian, Koska Reeves, and we are getting closer to have that Mandalorian trio from the third episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I don't know if some people have already got their, what's the name, Axe Wolves. I haven't yet, but I'm hoping to get it sooner than later. Anyway, we have Koska Reeves with that very cool image. It actually, I don't know if it's just like that from the show, if it's a still from the show, or if it's like Photoshop to get that red lighting there or whatever. It looks almost like a digital render. Maybe it is, I don't know, I'm just telling you what I see. This has a thicker card back. That's something I forgot to say also about the Mix Mayfield figure from the last review. He also came in the thicker cardstock. So just to have said that, the Death Watch Mandalorian Knot, he still was in the thinner cardstock. But anyway, you have all the legal stuff. You have the rest of the figures. Axe Wolves, the only one which I still don't have from here. I haven't opened any of the four above, so maybe I'll do that someday, I don't know. I just have them once for now. And well, she looks amazing there. The face sculpt of the two I got is the better one, so this is the one I'm opening. And also the visor is in place, the black paint for the visor is centered and not somewhere else. Yeah. And all she comes with, she only has a holster and one gun. Well, we'll see that when we get the figure out of the packaging. And there you have Koska Reeves out of the packaging and looking great. First of all, let's take a look at that face sculpt and paint work. As you can see, the face is very nicely painted or printed or both, Look at the detail. Everything in place, nothing is to the side or uncentered or something. I think I got lucky with this copy, because even nowadays quality control sometimes doesn't meet, But yeah, you can see she has a darker blue armor. All her armor parts are in the same tone. She has no like gunmetal for the plate or something. Of course she has the gunmetal gray here for that middle kind of insignia or whatever that is, typical from Mandalorian armors. All the pieces are again in the same dark blue. She has this log on her shoulder from the, I don't know if it's from the Night Owls or something like that. Nothing came frozen with the figure. Her holster is in a lighter, well, let me bring her in, a lighter brown. That the Bo-Katan had like a burgundy one, kind of. She has a very nice ponytail and the braids and all the detail on the hair. The hair is painted, is not a separate piece. The head is only one piece of plastic put together, if I'm right. And the braid there, maybe it's also part of the same piece, I don't know. Now let's bring the helmeted, well, the helmeted head. And as you can see, she has a viewfinder. I always forget if it's viewfinder or pathfinder, and hers can move. In my Bo-Katan copy, at least, it seems it's glued, or it was all one piece sculpted. Yeah, I think it's one piece. And in this one you can move that thing, which is good to have. She comes also with the backpack. Sorry, I'm mixing things. Very nicely painted in gunmetal gray with those blue details. Similar but not the same as Bo-Katan. It's the same sculpt, but it's not the same paint pattern, And she comes with one of the little Mandalorian pistols. I don't remember the name, so please, if you know the name of these guns, please leave it down there in the comment section below. And by the way, if you're watching this far, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That will help me a lot to make this thing grow, and I will be really thankful. I actually thank you in advance. Now the jetpack, you use, well, is no science. You have this huge peg hole and this huge peg in that form so that it doesn't turn around and it stays in one position, and it goes there really snug. Now it's like, I don't know if I will ever get that out of there. It went really tight, but it doesn't obstruct anything, so it's fine. Just want to check some stuff already. Yeah, you could get her in a flight position. No peg holes in these backpacks, in these jetpacks I mean, which is a bit of a shame now that we're getting effect parts. But yeah, still a very nice looking figure. You can bring the gun, of course, in the holster. You can put it there like so. And it's going nowhere, it's really snug. But you can also, of course, put it in her hand, and that's what we want to do. And it fits snug. Let me feel. Yeah, it won't go anywhere. And good thing is both hands have a vertical swivel, so already going into a bit of the articulation section. So both hands are made for gunslinging, you know. But sadly she just comes with one pistol. It would be cool if she had another one back here or something. I don't know why they made it like that she only has one little. Actually it fits better in this hand. Weird, because the holster is in the other hand, but this hand holds it, at least in my copy. The finger goes exactly, I mean, it's sculpted to hold that little gun. There you have also the detail that we are looking at it of the whistling birds or whatever they're called. Anyway, now articulation wise, the head can of course turn all the way around. It's a double ball peg. You can do the pile driver thing. You can look up that far. You can look down that far. You have tilt to the sides. Again, they really nail it with the necks of the vintage collection, and they don't do that for the larger figures, the 6-inch scale ones. I mean, they should bring the people who design these figures to design the necks of all the 6-inch scale properties from Hasbro, because here they're doing it right. Look at that. I mean, the only thing getting in the way is the sculpt, yeah, but the way that, just take a look at it. It does go deep, yeah, but it's still, look, they leave a lot of opening there, so when the ball peg goes in, they could still make it better. I mean, I don't know if you get to see that border inside of the neck. That should be at the very top of the neck, and the ball should be held by that little excess plastic, you know. That should be brought to the top of the neck, and the ball should be thick, and you should be really able to do all the hula hoop, you know. But this still is really much better than many Marvel Legends and Black Series and G.I. Joe and all of that figures. And the shoulder pads are again the same as in Bo-Katan. They're like in this piece of plastic, which is the armor and the neck or something like that. The overlay of the upper torso, I think it's all flexible, and yeah, anyway, you can turn the arms around. I don't recommend that you keep doing like that. I mean, you can turn the arms around, but you won't be able to like turn like well, you can, but that's forcing the plastic that can stress it, and you don't want that. And also you can see that the sculpt, same as with the Bo-Katan. I think I didn't cover that back in that review, which I will link here. You can see it has only half of the shoulder plate is together with the rest of the piece. I think they made that cut so that it's easier to move or something like that. Anyway, you can do all sorts of like T-pose. Actually, let's see how much, you know, in this position you can lift the arms as much as you want, as much as you're willing to bend those shoulder pads. You can of course go all the way around, or kind of. Your bicep swivel is on the elbow. Just hold it close to the joint so that you don't stretch it or force it more than you would like. She has slightly over 90 degrees of bend on the elbow, which is great for this scale, I repeat. Vertical swivels for the hands, I said that already, and she can swivel all the way around, I mean her wrists. She has a diaphragm joint which also works as a waist. It's ratcheted, but it moves very nicely. I mean, it doesn't force anything, at least in my copy. You have a bit of tilt to the sides. She can go backwards only that far. I mean, the belt gets in the way, but it's still some movement. You can push forward that far, which is good. Now the legs, that's another plus. I mean, it's this body which was maybe the first to implement the T-joint. She can only do that much splits, a bit of a shame, but still, it's something. It's still better than those Marvel Legends, the Captain America and the US Agent. A shame that they don't lift the legs, that they don't have more splits for side kicks, and so she can kick all the way forward. Actually, it looks like a bit over 90 degrees. I mean, if you push the leg all the way, you have that kicking. Great, right? The knees can go backwards that far. Of course, she has a thigh cut, I forgot to say, and she also has that like swivel at the knee, I mean vertical and sideways, you know, so you can adjust and adjust. The feet can go backwards that far, which is, I think, is more than you need. Forward that far, the sculpt gets in the way, so it's not much. Let me show you properly. And she has a decent ankle rocker. Yeah, great for this scale, you know. And there you have Koska Reeves next to Bo-Katan, the Death Watch Mandalorian, Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett, and Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. And yeah, one thing I keep like seeing here is, I don't know if the scale with these two female figures is right on spot. To me, they feel a bit smaller as they should be. I mean, maybe they're this size, you know, but I love these figures, but I have the feeling they're a bit too tiny in comparison with all these male characters here. What do you think about that? Please comment in the comment section below, because it's something I noticed with Bo-Katan already. They more like just female grown-ups look like to me like young teenagers, you know. And there you have the female team from the last episode of Mandalorian Season 2, Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, and Fennec Shand. And just because I want to, I'm bringing Ahsoka Tano, which, I mean, she would have been quite helpful if she would have helped in that episode as well, you know. Maybe she would have been able to solve the whole thing before it got troublesome. And the same people again, but with their helmets off. So that's it for this review. I hope it was enjoyable and that it helped you decide if you want to get this figure or not. I think you should get her. I mean, if you're collecting the Mandalorian figures from the vintage collection, she's a must get. It's a great figure. A bit on the tinier side, as well as Fennec Shand, but yeah, they look a bit weird to me next to the male Mandalorians. They feel to me like if they were in a slightly smaller scale, but maybe they're just that size. I don't know. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Again, I hope this was useful and entertaining. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.